Then going into Paris, I guess how was the experience of just the opening ceremony?
Yeah. So I was one of 5 swimmers that got to go to the Olympic ceremony because, most of them had to, like, get ready for the pool competition, but my competition was later enough to where I could go. That was the coolest thing that I did, like, while I was in the Olympics. I just remember calling my parents crying the next day of how, like, awesome it was. Just, like, crying happy tears because it was just, I mean, so unbelievably cool, like, being on the Seine, like, where I was basically racing in 10 days, um, being on the Seine, with the rest of Team USA and all of these, like, high, like, A-list level athletes, like, I got to meet, Steph Curry, and actually, this is the coolest part of, like, I feel like the whole experience to begin with, because that was his first Olympics as well, and but you wouldn't for me, he's like A-list celebrity type athlete, right? Like you have like the LeBron, the Steph Curry, like they're just like athletes that everyone knows their name. And um so to see someone like Steph get so excited, like standing on this boat and like videotaping it and sending videos to his family and just seeing that excitement, it's like how could I not be excited just standing here and knowing that like I'm on the same team as him? And, I ended up getting a picture with him, and, I was like, "Hi, Steph, like, I am a huge fan, can I get a picture with you?" And he's like, "Well, first you have to tell me your name and, like, the sport that you do." I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, he actually is just so down to earth, and he actually cares. So that was just it was so cool. So
Well,
cool.
that is so awesome, and I'm sure
Yeah.
did you see, like, LeBron?
Yes, I saw LeBron, however, like, everyone was trying to get a picture with him, and I was just like, "I don't wanna, like, overwhelm, like, people and, like, try to push my way through." So I just was like I kinda just saw from a distance, but, I am also a huge UK, Kentucky, basketball fan, so I got to see and get a picture with Devin Booker, which was really cool,
Oh, that's dope.
'cause I remember watching him, when I was younger, like, when I would watch the UK basketball games and stuff, so, it was just such a cool experience, and then, I have a lot of, diver friends that are from IU that made the Olympic team as well, so getting to experience that night with them too was just so unreal.
Oh, that's so cool. His college
Yeah.
friends there, that's awesome. What is the vibe of the Olympic Village when you first start out? Are people happy, excited, nervous? 'Cause I'm assuming it's just a kind of hybrid of emotions there.
Yeah, I feel like it was a party every day. People were so excited to be there, and, you can kind of tell, like, the people that were like, "Okay, I made it to the Olympics, and that's it." Like, they didn't really care how they performed, but then there's us, on the other hand, like, Team USA athletes who were, like, super conscientious about still getting, like, the recovery necessary, the food and everything, so, like, for us, it wasn't a party every day, and we had to go to sleep with sound machines on because it was really loud, and, it got loud at night, people were up late partying and on different schedules than us. So, for us, it was kind of more serious and intense, like, "Okay, I have to get to bed at a certain hour, I need to get this many hours of good sleep, and food needs to be on top of it," and the food situation was really bad in the Olympic Village. So I there were days where I didn't step foot into the dining hall there because it was just so awful. Like at one point, they were limiting the amount of food that we could have. Like you could only have like 2 pieces of chicken. And I'm like, so you're giving me 2 pieces of chicken, but the 200-pound wrestler over there can only have 2 pieces of chicken as well. Like that's ridiculous. And then you would wait in line for like 45 minutes and sometimes it would come out raw. And so I kind of got a little fed up with that and like going it was just overwhelming. So I would just luckily like Team USA Swimming had a team room for us. So I would make my breakfast, like I would make eggs and oatmeal and have a protein shake for breakfast up in our team room. And then for lunch they had like cold cuts for us so I could make a sandwich and like have like a salad with it. And then I would just order my dinner every single night, like through like the Uber Eats of Paris, I guess, and, have it delivered to the village because I was just so overwhelmed going to the dining hall and kind of, like, fed up of, like, waiting so long for food, that I just didn't even bother to go do it. So that was very unfortunate. I feel like a lack of planning on the Paris side of things, but, it was still, like, exciting to be in the village and get to see all these cool athletes, but it was still intense for us, for sure.
Was there a degree of, like, weirdness because you're sharing all these activities with competition or even just, like, I guess, different countries and whatnot? Because 'cause I'm imagining the village when I first think of it, I'm thinking about a bunch of Americans hanging out, but then I'm like, "Oh, wait, it's not just Americans there, it's literally everyone competing against everyone else, kind of mincing and,
Yeah,
experiencing it together."
yeah. Um, it was it was cool to see, honestly, because there are countries that politically, like, outside of the Olympics don't get along, but they're eating next to each other. So I thought that was, like, a really, like I mean, it was just a cool experience of seeing how sport brings people together, of just, like I mean, with all of there was a lot of, with Israel and Jordan, and then them sitting next to each other at dinner, and knowing that, like, it kind of like this at like, the Olympics is kind of bigger than this whole political situation that's going on, with Israel and Jordan, and knowing that all those athletes can still be friends, it was kind of like a beautiful thing. However, like, there are I mean, it wasn't really from us because we had a really, really good spot in the village to where, like, we didn't really have to walk that much, so that was very nice. But, I'm sure other countries felt like if they were in the back of the village and getting to the buses was a hassle, like, maybe that wasn't as fair, but, and I don't really necessarily know how we got the village that or, like, the building that was closest to the transportation or what, but, so that was fortunate for us. But then also, for open water, we didn't stay in the village for the entire time leading up to our competition. We moved into a hotel, 3 days before, we raced to kind of get us out of the village setting and, get better sleep and, just be in a location where we didn't have to do a 45-minute bus ride to get to the venue. Um, so that was very fun on our end of getting to, like, experience the village and then also getting to, like, be in a more comfortable hotel setting leading, up to the race.